let's talk a little bit more about Joseph and sort of his role in the band. From knowing Joseph, again, it always seemed to me that you guys were kind of the driving force, which struck me very odd, seeing as how it made sense with you. You know, you understand the business, like you know how to put on a suit and tie if you need to in terms of the business side of the music industry. Joseph, from as long as I've known him, has always been very, very artsy, freeform thought.
Yeah.
When it came to driving the direction of the band and where the band was trying to go, did you guys ever come to conflict and butt heads on like creative direction, not in terms of the music itself, but in terms of where the band should go? Or was it because you guys were so different that it just became like a really good partnership in terms of thinking of things in different ways, both for the same idea and the same goal?
Yeah. Anyone I think who knows Joseph knows how frustrating it can be when you're like, this is why it won't work. And his response is like, it's gotta work, and you're just like, how do you sleep at night thinking your bills are gonna get paid? Or how do you, so you can learn a lot from those type of people, and they can actually learn a lot from you. You can't force it and you can't do it at the same time. So like I was saying before, like you just gotta let people be people and kind of ride that wave. So instead of fighting Joseph and trying to teach him the way I'm thinking, I started listening and seeing like, okay, man, you're the boss, what would you do? He's like, let's go to Warped Tour and sell CDs. I was like, okay, you've never done that. Can you? First of all, how are we going to pay for it? Because, we ran everything off of a band's budget. Whether anyone had money or not, we never try to influence it that way. We try to essentially have the plant water itself, which is stupid. So if you have the money invested into your band, I can help you. Come talk to us, But as soon as I told Joseph, like, hey, here's my plan. Do you believe in it? Yes. Okay. In order to get from here to here, this is what we need to do. I can't do it on my own, and I can't force these guys to do it. So worst case scenario, are you going to be on this until the ship goes down? And let's do it. So we went to Warped Tour. I think we spent like 3 or 5 days on there, and we had the best time of our lives. We sold CDs. We had a great time. This was before Instagram, so it wasn't like blowing up, but I think we were setting like not the president, but just kind of more of just like, okay, Joseph, what do you want to do? Let's try it. What do I want to do? Okay, you got to try it now too. And it both worked out. So now instead of one thing working out and fighting over the other, now we have 2 things, and that's how we took it to the next level. The end game was always, agent, management, label, but you can't do that just sitting in your room sometimes. You have to have the online presence, but you got to be on the ground. And Joseph was my ground guy. He's the guy who could walk into any show. People are going to recognize him, and 2, come up and talk to him. And my goal was for them to leave with a CD in their hand. Whether they paid for it or not, like, you're either going to talk to us, you're either going to know us, you're either going to, somehow we need to connect, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to connect and spread our music. At the end of the day, that's the bottom line, right, of a band, I would imagine. So, yeah, he was my ground guy.
Joseph is now in a project called Little Envy, not as a drummer, which may come as a surprise to some people, since he was very technically talented drummer, and as you could tell by the 5 characters material, but as a lead singer and like songwriter, almost in kind of like a Circus Survive kind of feels, that type of band.
Yeah.
And it almost seems he feels a lot more natural in that element, at least from what I've seen him do when he plays and stuff. In terms of that sort of like sense of like leading artist and creativity, did that ever get in the way of the creative process of 5 characters, or was it almost like a switch flipped after 5 characters and then he became Joseph the singer or songwriter?
I wish it was that easy, but there would be times where like we would show up to practice and he's on his mic doing his like, that's how we'd make fun of him. But like at the very least, I told him like, is this what you want to do it, but like this is 5 characters time. But you're never gonna stop anyone from creating. That was never my goal. So instead of, like I said, coming down on him, I said, look, if I have you 100% here, that's fine. And if you need help with your other band, let me know. Like, let's give this a shot. We have a plan with 5 characters. We have this new EP. Let's do this. But don't stop working on your stuff, because I know you're not anyway. So I'm here to support you rather than fight you. And I slowly but surely watched him grow, and he kept me in the loop, and he still does to this day on his progress, and it's awesome. I'm very proud of that, and I fear what would have happened if I was an asshole. I was like, no, you got to do this, because at the end of the day, the other guys weren't doing that. I wasn't doing that. I had 3 other things going on. So it's not fair to me to say, Joseph, like, you don't have to concentrate on that. And I think that's a mistake other bands make when there's people in multiple bands. Like, one, none of you guys are going to really be in this band later anyway. It's probably going to be a combination of some of your bands, or this guy is going to get so good that he's going to get picked up by another band and they're going to be on tour, and that's your story. So stop sweating the small things. Just go. Stop thinking about it. And that, the beginning of this question, I was telling you, like, that's Joseph. He just goes. He doesn't think about it. I think too much. He doesn't think enough, and I think that's why we're still friends to this day.
This is my family.